So for right now, what I'm doing is I'm eating egg whites and oatmeal for breakfast. And then I eat 2 lunches, which is ground turkey or chicken breast with spinach and rice. And then he's looking at me like, nah.
Every single day.
This the podcast with a prodigy. This the podcast with a prodigy. This the podcast with a prodigy. My podcast.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Prodigy, the host with the most for the show, Podcast with Prodigy. But today we got a special guest. He goes by the name Jordan James. Some of you may know him by JJ. He's a champion bodybuilder, entrepreneur, and baller. Man, how you doing, bro?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Man, it's a blessing to have you on, man.
Thank you.
Dude. So, a lot of people may not know this, but Jordan here grew up with my older brother playing football, and he's told me a lot of stories about you. I'm not gonna lie, back in the days, being a baller. But tell me about where you grew up and how it was growing up around the area.
I grew up in Corona, California, actually up the street from you guys. I actually met Tyler in elementary school. We used to wait at the bus stop, the same bus stop up the street. Like he was a grade older than me, but it was a quiet town, quiet neighborhood. Grew up very structured, very disciplined. Great childhood.
Yeah. See, I know it was cool for you guys because there was a lot of people around your age that were in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Because nowadays it's kind of just like, I ain't got nobody. It's like...
It's dead now.
I had one friend and he moved away and it's like, damn, like, that sucks. But how was that, like, growing up in, like a little town or little neighborhood with, like, everybody being homies and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was great. Everyone was pretty much the same age. And I remember I always say that, like, I would come back from college and everybody would be gone. Everybody would be doing their own thing. Yeah, everyone was pretty much the same age, and every day you can go out and play different sports with different people that you went to school with, and that even went to different schools. There were so many kids in the neighborhood, but now pretty much everyone's gone. It's a ghost town. No one comes outside. Kids nowadays don't even go outside anyway. So
yeah, especially nowadays.
Yeah,
well, that's tight. Well, around here you're kind of like a legend. If you guys don't know, my boy is really good at playing football. Was a star back in the day. Tell me how you got into playing football.
I played all sports growing up. I played basketball, football, baseball. I'm actually a black belt in Taekwondo, actually, too.
Really?
Yeah, I got that when I was 12. Me and my brother, and he was 10 at the time, too. But yeah, I played sports throughout my whole life and narrowed it down in high school with baseball and football. And then I said goodbye to baseball and focused more on football.
Yeah. Was football like your favorite, like out of all of them, or was it because you like saw more of an opportunity to like get better at it?
Actually, I love basketball, but I don't have the size for it. I'm 6 foot, so I focus more on baseball. I was actually better in baseball than I was in football. I was scouted for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in high school.
Really?
But I didn't want to play anymore. I was just fell in love with running the ball. And I also wanted to run track, and at the time, track is at the same season as baseball season, so I couldn't do both. So I wanted to run track to get better for football. So that's why I focused more on football.
That's tight. That's tight. So what position did you play in high school?
I played running back and slot receiver, kick return, punt return. And then my senior year, I also played a little wildcat quarterback also.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was cool.
Any touchdown passes, long bombs?
I had one touchdown pass, but it was just 10 yards. It was in the red zone. Mostly just ran the ball, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me about, like, the discipline you have to be able to strive in, like, a football program like that. Because back in the day, the team was actually pretty good. Nowadays, it's not as good.
Yeah.
But, they're in the division called, the Big Six?
Now?
I believe
when I first got to high school in 2006, I think it was called the Mountain West.
The Mountain West?
Mountain West. And it was 4 teams. It was Centennial, Corona, Norco, and Santiago.
Yeah, those are still the same teams today.
Yeah. And then my junior year, it became the Big 8. And they added Riverside Poly, Riverside, or JW North, Roosevelt, and King.
Yeah.
So it became the Big 8 after that.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is nowadays.
It's still the Big 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell me how it is like competing against teams like that, because, teams like Centennial obviously go like, state and nationwide and go against teams like Notre Dame and stuff like that who train obviously super hard.
Yeah. You just can't be scared of those teams. I mean, they may have more talent than you, but any given Friday, anything can happen. But following your last question about discipline, I think you have to have discipline in anything you want to be successful at. That is bodybuilding, being an entrepreneur, or whatever you're trying to do, football, anything you're trying to do. I think you have to have be disciplined and have a plan and have a vision for yourself and do your best to stay on course.
Yeah, of course. I've always wondered about this because I played a little bit of football in high school, but I stopped playing after my sophomore year. How does the whole situation go down with scouting and scouts coming to look at players? How does that go down?
Okay, so the most important year for being recruited is your junior year. I don't know why, but that's what my coach told me in high school, that the junior film and junior stats help catapult you to being scouted your senior year. And at that time, my junior year, I was leading the state in rushing. I had 1,100 yards in 4.5 games.
Dang.
And then I broke my arm. So I was out the rest of the year.
Damn.
And I was bummed, of course. I thought, man, this sucks. I'm not going to get into a good school. It's going to be hard to get, to a big college. But I had a lot of good film. My coach sent it out, and I was blessed to be scouted by a bunch of schools. Went to some camps. Going into my senior year, did well at those camps, and only boosted my stock even more. So I was blessed in that situation.
Yeah, that's crazy. But how many more games would you have had in your season if you hadn't broke your arm? Excluding making it to a playoff or a championship. I
would have had 5 more games. 5. I think there was 10 games. I forget how many games, regular game season there was, but I got hurt in the 3rd quarter of the 5th game. And we had 5 more games. 5. There's 10 games. Okay. Yeah, I would have 5 more games.
Man, that's crazy. So, getting that many yards, what goes through your mind when you're on the field and you're just running through the line with the ball in your hands?
Honestly, you're not thinking about nothing. When I ran the ball, I didn't think or I didn't hear anything until I got tackled. I didn't hear anything. Even in playing at UCLA in the Rose Bowl, 60 to 80,000 people screaming. I didn't hear them when I was running the ball. And same thing when in high school. I didn't hear anything. I was just trying to help my team any way I could.
Yeah. Did you ever have a moment where say you're sitting in the back waiting for a play to start and you see you're looking at the linebackers or a DB or something and you get a little nervous, or were you just fuck it, I'm gonna run into here and just hope for the best?
One time, my sophomore year when we played Centennial and they had Vontaze Perfect. Definitely, that was the only time I was, I guess, nervous or scared. But other than that, no. I knew my talent. I knew I had faith in my line. I had faith in my abilities, and I played ferocious. And you have to play ferocious to play football to be successful at it.
Yeah, it's not a friendly sport at all.
Not at all. No.
Not meant for the weak.
Not forgiving at all either.
Yeah, on and off the field.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you said that you were playing in the Rose Bowl for UCLA. Tell me how, when you first signed and, committed to UCLA, what was the contract like? What was your deal and everything like that?
Yeah. Well, I got recruited from UCLA, and they were actually slow to recruit me because they had just gotten their brand new coach Rick Neuheisel, and I was kind of frustrated why they didn't want to offer me a scholarship, but I credited that to my broken arm and not having a lot of game film. So they finally offered me, and what I did was I silently committed to them, which was I committed to them, but I still took all my trips and kept my options open. So at the time, USC was going through a coach change also, and that was at the end of Pete Carroll's reign. They had a whole bunch of sanctions. A lot of people decommitted from there, and they were trying to recruit me from there also. But I stuck with UCLA, and I signed the letter of intent February 2010. And that was a great day. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I bet it must be a pretty tight feeling.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was just like once I signed that letter of intent, my mind wasn't even in Corona no more. It was in Westwood. It was in Westwood. My mind, that last few months of high school, my mind was not in here in Corona anymore.
Yeah. It was like UCLA, like your dream college that you would have wanted to play for, or what was your dream college if it wasn't?
I didn't really have a dream college per se. I know I wanted to stay in California.
Yeah.
But a lot of other schools did pique my interest a lot in the recruiting process, like Oklahoma and Florida.
But you play for the Sooners?
I was, yeah. Yeah, the Sooners. I like the Sooners and the Gators. But ultimately, I think I made the right decision by staying here at home.
Yeah, of course. You gotta stick with the roots, you know?
Yeah.
So tell me how it's like competing against other teammates in order to get like playing time on the field, because obviously it comes down end of the day who can perform the best, like in the field, and show it during practice as well.
Right. In college, you gotta remember everyone on that team was pretty much the star player on their high school team.
Yeah.
So you got to up your game, and it's one of those things where you got to work hard, and also you have to a lot of luck comes with it too. You have to be at the right place at the right time, have the right opportunity to compete for playing time. But I think everyone gets a fair shot of showing what they can do on the field. And putting their best cards on the table.
Yeah. Did you ever feel more like you guys were competing against each other like during practice to like show off, or was it more like, oh, like I'm a one up you so like you can try and one up me type of thing?
I think it's a little bit of everything. You want to show that you're better than that person. That may be your best friend next to you that plays the same positions with you, but you want to show him. You want to show the coaches, everybody. You even want to show yourself, I'm better than this guy. I deserve to be on the field more than this guy. And I think that brings out the best in every person on the team, which ultimately makes the team better, which makes your season better.
Yeah, but I can only imagine, like you just said, every person on your team is like the number one star player on their teams. Did you ever get like, how was it like walking in your first step, like your first day of practice, seeing all those players? Did you know a lot of players from like other high schools or like from seeing film and stuff?
I knew two guys that played at UCLA that I played against in high school. Tony Dye, he was 2 years ahead of me. He went to Santiago. He played safety. And Ricky Marvere, he played Centennial. He played receiver. He was a year ahead of me. Was there somebody else? I think those were only two.
Did they give you a hard time because you're from Corona right out the gate?
No. I pretty much, my personality is I'll stay quiet, so I'm kind of like I get overlooked. I don't bring a lot of attention to myself. I let my play on the field speak for me. I'll speak when I need to say something, but I don't boast about anything. But I'm just a quiet guy at heart, so.
Yeah, I mean, well, let the skill speak for itself, I guess,
exactly,
you know?
Yeah.
A good way to do it.
That's the only thing that matters on the field is what can you do on the field.
Yeah.
Talking doesn't do anything.
Nope.
How fast are you? Can you catch this? How high can you jump? How strong are you? Can you hit this guy? Can you tackle that person?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. And were you always like an offensive player, or did you ever dabble with like defense?
I played defense. In Pop Warner. I played safety. And I played safety in 9th grade. But I love running that ball. So
Yeah. For me, I played like, I don't even know how many years of football, but I mostly played on defense, only for like the sole reason that when I was finally allowed to like play tackle football and stuff like that, is like I just wanted to like hit people.
Yeah.
So like I think one year I was able to like play on the line because I was a little bit bigger than the other kids.
Yeah.
And it was cool because I could just like hit people every single play. But then also I didn't want to remember the plays as like a receiver or anything like that.
Oh, so yeah. I think it's defensive players and offensive players have a different mentality. Like, I was a running back, but I didn't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy because that's like the position you get hit the most. But I think defensive players, they just love contact, and I didn't care about contact. My favorite feeling was running the ball and juking someone and making someone look dumb.
Yeah.
Or just outrunning somebody and just knowing you can't catch me. Like that was my fulfillment from playing football.
Yeah. See, it's like the opposite. Like my fulfillment would be like, you know, I'm sticking on this guy right here. He can't even get past me or anything like that. I'm just in front of him the whole time.
Yeah.
That's like, well, what you gonna do about that, dog? Little boy down here. But yeah, and that's tight.
What positions do you play?
When I was like younger, I played a lot of like on the line just because I was bigger.
Okay.
And then in high school, I played corner and safety.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. But
It's one of the hardest positions on the field, corner.
yeah, I was short too. I was real short. So when we went up against teams like you were saying, Centennial.
Yeah.
The 7-foot wide receiver.
It made me do a backflip with like one hand. It was all bad. I swear that kid was held back. I swear.
Probably was. They used to do some crazy stuff back then.
Yeah. I think they still do, but
They do.
They still do? Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, it's crazy how they have. I mean, you look at it. Corona just has whatever people get in the class. That's all they have.
Because they don't. Corona doesn't attract anybody. So
Nobody. Yeah, so ultimately, they wanted me to be assistant coach over there one year.
Oh,
and I'm like, hell no, because I already knew, like, dude, you guys aren't even competing to get the better players.
Yeah.
You're not even trying.
yeah. They wanted me to be a coach too, and I'm like, nah. And that's the time I was still trying to play also, so that's why I didn't do it either. But yeah, it's rough for Corona. It's in the bad part of town too.
Yeah, it's in the hood.
It's in the hood. A lot of people don't move there. And then now Centennial, they don't even have to do anything because they have the name and they have the reputation. You don't. Matt Logan, is he still coaching at Matt Logan?
I haven't checked in a while, but what's crazy is like it's literally like 10 blocks away from Corona.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what? Like you look at it, like it's not that much of a demographic difference, but it's centered in the hood.
Well, they don't. They just have a reputation where they don't even have to do it. They don't have to recruit at all.
No.
yeah.
People are fighting to get their kids, and they take them out of the Corona region and bring them over there.
See, when I was coming out, my mom taught at Centennial.
Right.
So the coach was like egging her on about, is Jordan coming to Centennial? Is Jordan coming to Centennial? And he was like, no. She was like, no, he's going to Corona where his home school is and with his friends. And I didn't want to go to Centennial. I wanted to go to Corona.
They were the enemies.
I mean, you got to think about it. Why be a little fish in a small pond when you could be a big fish in a small pond?
Yeah, it's true.
And then I never understood the fact of guys wanted to stand on the sideline for 3 years and say, oh, I got a ring. I'd rather show my kids or my grandkids high school film me playing football instead of me being on the sideline showing a ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't get that logic at all.
Well, yeah, Corona and Prodigy's last years, I think there was barely enough players to play offense and defense.
What years?
Let's see. So I graduated in 1920. So like maybe like 2017, 2018.
Oh, yeah.
It was literally, they were short players.
Sheesh.
Or short players, and the players that were there were short.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Grabbing somebody from band. Hey, I knew you play the flute.
Yeah, I had to walk away from that because I was getting put on the sideline, and I knew That was at least.
You were on the sideline?
Yeah, my sophomore year, we didn't have enough players to have a JV team. Everyone was not going to play the other year. So I got sent straight to the varsity on my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And then, like, at the time, their program, like, it wasn't, like, they didn't have enough players to even be able to use full pads and hit every single day because if someone got injured, we were, like, barely have enough players to cover it. So it was just, like, really bad. And I never got playing time for no reason.
So you said, "Now I'm done, huh?"
Yeah, I was out of there. The coach didn't ever play me. I think I played, like, 4 plays the whole season. It was like when we were getting like trashed on like.
Oh, you played in the garbage time.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it was bad because
fourth quarter.
They had to cut out the middle the sophomore team, and then he was playing all the time on JV.
Yeah.
Goes to varsity, and
And,
all those guys have been there forever.
Right.
So they was like they're losing all the time anyways. So they don't want to take a risk of swapping anybody out. That's what's going on. They're running the risk of like we can't win a game, and they didn't want to take any chances with anybody else. So they used the same players.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to get away from that.
Wow.
They're doing better nowadays. I think.
I haven't paid attention to high school football.
No one's paid attention to them.
No,
Yeah, for a while.
not even them. Just high school football in general.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It's a whole nother world when you grow from high school to the real world.
I barely pay attention to college football.
So let me ask you a question real quick. What was it? Okay, so you go into they bring you in, and then you start at the same time. The freshmen all start at the same time, practice everything, or do some people come in later during the year?
No, you pretty much start at the same time in the summertime.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember when I played, the varsity, they lifted weights in the morning, and we practiced in the afternoon.
Got it. And does college do the freshmen? They do football on Thursday, or they do what days do they do it on the games?
In college,
Yeah.
everyone's together. How we did it was my first 2 years, everyone practiced at night, and we lifted in the morning. And my last 3 years, we practiced in the morning and had film study at nighttime. So everyone's together. Freshmen, true freshmen,
So
everyone.
you guys are always doing shit together.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's-
I was with fifth year seniors. I'm 18 with 23-year-old guys, like men. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
that are probably ripped like crazy.
yeah.
So, so you guys all played on Fridays or Saturdays?
Saturdays. Yeah. Sometimes Thursdays, because now college football sometimes plays on Thursday
Yeah, I've
nights.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all filmed and they're airing. The people watching it on TV, right?
Right.
Because I've seen the game. I've seen you play on TV.
Right.
So are you thinking about that?
No.
Not at all.
No, you're so focused on the game plan. You're so focused on your assignments and just playing. You're not thinking about like the TV cameras or like I would get so annoyed sometimes because when you play on ESPN, they always take a lot of commercial breaks, and like right before we're about to start a play, they would call timeout
For the break.
for the commercial.
Damn.
We would get like 3 plays in, they'd be like, oh, the guy would come on the guy in the red vest will come on for, and we know that's the commercial. Yeah, it's like,
Hey, this guy's doing Pepsi Cola commercial. Hold up.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that either.
yeah. I learned that I was like, my freshman, I was like, who's that guy? I was like, oh, that's the guy that lets everyone know that it's a commercial going on. And then when he steps off, then the ref blows a whistle and you can play again.
So after your first time you play, do you become popular at the college? Be like, oh, dude, I seen you play. Now you're like a hero.
No.
No.
No, a lot of movies over exaggerate all that stuff. Like they over exaggerate like I don't know if you saw the movie He Got Game. It's like an old movie like where he gets a recruiting trip and like
Yeah.
No, I
like
haven't
like
seen it.
the alumni get him a whole bunch of like pretty girls and stuff.
Yeah.
And like that doesn't happen. Like that's so over
You
exaggerated.
didn't get any pretty girls?
Nah.
types. But they have multiple different designs outside of that. But
They started with just saying Nike.
yeah.
They started
For 20, 30 years, they had the same shit.
and then they had a rapport. People knew them, trust them, and then they don't have to put their name on anything. People just know the logos now.
They even know just their catchers, like, just do it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that's Nike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty tight though. It's cool to see you, working and making it a real thing.
Yeah.
We hope to make that a real thing soon, but podcast it is for right now. That's the main focus. But outside of that, my pops told me that you got into a serious car accident. I want to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I thought it was over. So this was August. Mid-August. I was 2 weeks out from a show. Me and my girlfriend were driving on the freeway, headed to Long Beach to ride on the little glowy bikes.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to do that. And mind you, we're driving. There's cars passing us because I'm getting over on the right lane to merge onto another freeway. And then my car starts shaking. And I'm like looking, I'm like, all right, they're probably just doing road work, construction work. Like a couple minutes go by, and it does that again. And I turned to my girlfriend. I said, do you feel that? And as soon as I said that, the tire popped. I hit the brake. We're going like 70, 80 miles an hour on the far right lane. We spin. We spiral across all 4 lanes. And at one point, we're looking at oncoming traffic.
Damn.
And thankfully, no one was beside us during this time. So we're spiraling, and then we go headfirst into the center divider.
Damn.
And cars totaled. Both of us are fine. Both went to ER. No major injuries. Just seatbelt burns. But that was it.
No broken bones or anything like that?
No broken bones, thank God. And we went hard. Like I looked at the oncoming traffic and I said, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Honestly, like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is it. It's done. We're done.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. Man, I haven't been in an accident like that, but like,
Thank God.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's just after, like, I remember going back to my apartment that night because me and my girlfriend went to 2 separate ERs, and I got to our apartment before her, and I was just thinking, I was like, wow, I could have came home and she could have been gone, or she could have came home and I could have been gone, or we both could have been gone. It just really puts things into perspective about what's important in life.
Yeah, eye-opening situation for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
it sucks to have like experiences like that, but obviously it's good to have them at the same time. It makes you a lot more aware of things, whether it be like super traumatic or something little.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to have those experiences every once in a while.
Yeah.
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 You said that before this, you were 2 weeks out from a show.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier I told the audience that you are into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So tell me what got you interested in wanting to get into competing in bodybuilding and stuff like that.
So I trained in football. I lifted weights. I've been lifting weights since 2006, since my freshman year. I've never stopped. Even after I was done playing football, I kept lifting weights. And actually my friend, Miles, he got me into lifting or into bodybuilding. And at first I was kind of resistant because I was like, I don't want to be wearing those Speedos. I don't want to be like super like tanned or anything when I'm on stage. He's like, all right, man, just train with me for a little bit. Just train for me for 6 weeks and clean up your eating a little bit. And if you don't want to do it no more, we won't do it. But if you want to do it, if you want to continue, we'll keep working out. So I did it. And after 6 weeks, I was like, I really see the difference in my body. And that's why I went headfirst into it. And that was summer of 2020. Yes, summer 2020. So I've been headfirst into the bodybuilding world since then. Yeah.
That's crazy. So when you're going out to a compete in a competition for these bodybuilding contests or whatever they are, then like what is like, how does it work? How does the scoring work based upon like your poses, or is it based upon
it's
like
posing? It's all about illusion, and it's all subjective too. It's always about like turning your hips a certain way to make your waist look smaller, to make your upper body look bigger. It's about the lighting, anything. But it's all subjective. I could be bigger than someone, but they could pose better than me, and they might get a higher placing than me. So that's kind of like how the scoring, how it works.
Does it go off of like the judge's perspective of it?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many judges are there for like one competition?
There could be 5 judges. I've seen when I was at Natural Olympia, there was like 12 judges. So it could vary. There's no exact number for every show.
Yeah. And what's the community like when you go out to like these type of shows? Is it like more competitive or is it more supportive?
It's both. Everyone's competing. Everyone wants to be number one, but everyone is also supportive. I've met some nice guys traveling and at the shows. But definitely everyone's trying to put their best foot forward and trying to show their hard work and the sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice you put in for the shows. So it's pretty much, it's both. It's both for sure.
So you said that you found out and got into the bodybuilding Aaron world by your friend who was already into it. But if it was somebody who wanted to get into it and doesn't have a connection like that, where do you think would be like a good place for them to like try and look for like a show or somebody to hook them up to get into the bodybuilding world?
Well, you can contact me. Nah, but I think the main thing you have to do to be a bodybuilder is you have to just, it's not a very appealing life. It's a very hard life, very discipline driven. There might be times where you go out to dinner or you go somewhere, a party, you can't eat what everybody else is eating. You sometimes can't go to that party because you don't want to be tempted by the food. It's not a very, I would say, fun time. But if you want to, no, it's honestly, you have to like love working out and love competing. Because I've seen a lot of guys want to do it, but 3 weeks in, they fall off because they don't. It's difficult to be disciplined to eat 6 meals a day and eat the exact like ounces of chicken or rice or eggs or oatmeal that you have to eat so your body doesn't like get out of shape for your show.
Yeah.
Or if you're bulking.
Yeah, that's a little intense.
It's intense. It's. I mean, I'm a football player, so I'm used to intensity. So it's just another way for me to just, I guess, show my intensity in another thing, and also another way to compete at something.
Yeah, and it's cool because since it's like your body, it's like that's you. You rock your dedication and you show your dedication every day. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
to know.
And it's so fulfilling when you put the work in and you train hard and you do what you're supposed to do with your diet, and you look at your body in 6 weeks or however long you're prepping, and your body like looks good. Yeah, and it makes you want to keep doing it.
Yeah. boost your confidence a little
Exactly,
bit. Boost
yeah.
your ego. But you were saying earlier that you eat. Do you eat times a day? You
6
eat
meals a
six
day.
meals a day.
Yeah.
Okay. So take me through like your daily routine from like waking up in the morning and your workout routine and your 6 meals a day.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's different when you're like there's a bulking stage, which was when you're not doing any show, you're trying to gain size, and then when you're in a prep, it depending on when your prep is, or how long your prep is, it can be 13 weeks to 11 weeks to 9 weeks to 8 weeks. It all varies, but usually. So for right now, what I'm doing is I'm eating egg whites and oatmeal for breakfast. And then I eat 2 lunches, which is ground turkey or chicken breast with spinach and rice. And then he's looking at me like nah.
Every single day.
Yeah. And then before my workout, I actually have my protein shake. And then after my workout, I'll have my post-workout meal, which is, more chicken and rice and spinach. And then before I go to bed, I'll have another protein shake. So that's my 6 meals right there. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
What kind of protein shake are you drinking?
It's an isolate protein, so it's there's no fat in it. So it's like
Does it give you energy or no?
no, it doesn't really give you energy. Mostly what gives you energy is carbs, which is rice.
Yeah.
So like when you're prepping, I don't know if you know any bodybuilders, but when you're closer to your show, you're not eating a lot of carbs. So a lot of guys are weak. So your energy comes from carbs, which is rice, potatoes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you make that same exact thing every single day?
Not every single day. I'll make it. I usually set aside a cooking day, which is maybe Saturday night or Sunday to have my meals for the upcoming week.
Yeah. How much do you like spend on like for a week's worth of like food meal prep?
It depends, because on average I'll probably spend like $75. Because I mean, I'll spend my money on everything I'll need for the week, so I don't have to go back, 2 or 3 days in. Because when you're doing 8 ounces of ground beef or chicken 3 times a day, it goes pretty fast. So it goes pretty fast. So you have to, get everything you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does your girlfriend eat the same time you do or no?
She doesn't eat as many meals as I do, but she'll eat breakfast with me, and she'll eat dinner with me, and she'll eat her lunch when she's at work. But yeah, she'll eat the same thing as me. Yeah.
That's cool.
And the one thing that so every morning, the secret, no, it's not a secret. A lot of people know, but the secret is fasted cardio, which is doing cardio when you have an empty stomach, which helps you lose weight.
Oh.
And usually the best time to do that is as soon as you get up early in the morning.
So you just wake up and you're just running?
No, I'm on the Stairmaster.
Oh, that's even worse.
No, that thing it's cool. Like, it allows you to sweat a lot, but not lose any muscle. And I usually do that every morning at like 5:30.
How long do you spend on that thing?
It varies. Usually my coach, when I'm in prep, I'll probably do it from like 45 minutes to an hour. And as I get closer to the show, it's like an hour. But right now I'm only doing it 30 minutes a day, because I'm not doing any shows. I'm in a bulking season right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. As soon as you wake up, still tired and everything.
That's the best time to do, because it's like you're tired. So it's like you're not even thinking about how tired, how exhausted you are. You're just like,
I feel like I fall asleep walking up the stairs, just pass out on it.
Yeah, that happens when you're like closer to like your show because you have no carb, you have no energy. And then it's like you're sleepy and you have no carbs in you at all, so you're like double tired.
Yeah, it's intense. It's like manipulating your body.
Exactly, that's what it is. Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
You go eat
crazy.
a cheeseburger after your show?
Oh, I go crazy after my shows. I go crazy. I remember, man, after each show, after my second show this year, we went down the streets of Jack in the Box and got a milkshake. And then we went to Roll 'em Up Taquitos. I remember I had a whole list of everything I wanted to eat after my show.
Thinking about it, the weeks you had.
That probably put you right to sleep.
Torture myself, following food channels on Instagram. And I've never done that in my life. But
Dreaming about food.
since I've been bodybuilding, I dream about food. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Definitely live a very different and intense lifestyle compared to like somebody normal at the gym who's just there to stay fit or whatever.
Or just somebody that's just there to just like hang out. Like the gym is the hangout now.
Yeah,
It's the hangout now. So
yeah.
it's
Nowadays it'd be annoying, especially in like commercial areas like a Crunch or like a LA Fitness, something like
Shoes.
that. Yeah, anything like that. They're always packed, but most of the time it's like a lot of people are just like talking around like something. And I'm just waiting for them.
yeah, guys go there.
Got their coffee on the machine, chit chatting. You're waiting for the machine.
Or texting, or a group of 5 guys on one machine, like,
Tag teaming.
bro. But yeah, I mean that comes with the territory, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. So, what is your advice to somebody who is not necessarily like trying to get into bodybuilding, but wants to live get in shape and gain some muscle? What's like your advice for them to stay motivated? Because obviously they're not gonna have to do as intense as what a bodybuilder would have to do.
Yeah.
What do you think like their routine should at least consist of?
Number one thing is being consistent. A lot of people work out for a week and be like, oh man, I'm tired, I'm not gonna work out today. And then it turns in, okay, I'll work out the next day, and then they don't work out again. And then next thing you know, it's been a month and they haven't worked out. I think it's just being consistent, not starting off fast, starting off slow, maybe starting off like 30 minutes, going till you get sore. But yeah, just going at your own pace, going at your own pace. I think that's the most important thing, is staying consistent.
Yeah, of course. 'Cause I remember I used to go to the gym like during the summer last year, like all the time. But then I got like a new job, and I was like, oh, I'll just hold this off. I need to I was getting used to my schedule and stuff like that. And then I would go every now and then it slowly started going a couple times a week, and then every other day,
And then you end up like not even going.
I didn't go anymore, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna cancel my membership, but get a new one and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard, especially if you don't have anybody to go with.
Yeah, it's hard to find that motivation. I mean, I don't really have an answer for that. It's just like,
What would be one exercise if somebody said, I can only do one exercise? What would be the best one exercise at home?
oh, just do push-ups.
I try to tell people.
Just do a whole bunch. That's all I did growing up. I did calf raises every night, and I did push-ups every night, from like 5th grade to like 8th grade every night. Like I was different. Like I was crazy. Like I was nuts. Like I just did anything to just be the best of whatever I wanted to do. So
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take advice from this man. Just stay dedicated and all work out. All right, cool. Just gonna ask you some, rapid questions just to get so the audience can get to know you a little bit better.
Cool.
All right, first one. Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert? Would you say
definitely introvert.
introvert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you say that about yourself?
I don't know. I've always my parents told me when I was younger I was an extrovert. When I was a baby, I've seen like home videos of myself like just talking, but I don't know what it is. Like as I got older, I just got more and more quiet. I think a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like it backfires sometimes because I want to stay incognito and stay like hidden. But when you don't talk a lot and then you speak, everyone listens. I've learned that as I've gotten older. So, I mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I get you. If you were to have, if you were to get $10 million, like right now, what would be the first thing you buy?
Oh, I'm buying land. I'm buying property.
Property? Where at?
Oh, where? I don't know. I'm buying some property though. I'm gonna do some research and I'm buying property for sure.
Property, as in for like yourself, or to like make a business, or
I'll make a business.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
build generational wealth. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yes sir. All right, if you had to have one meal for the rest of your life, I know you basically already eat chicken and rice every single day, but if you were to have one meal for the rest of your life, what would that one meal be?
It's a Cajun dish. Not a lot of people probably have it. It's called crawfish etouffee.
Well, what's in that? Give us the rundown of it.
It's a Cajun dish. My dad's from Louisiana, so I've eaten a lot of Cajun food. But it's basically just crabs and rice and roux, and it's kind of like a gumbo, like gumbo. So that's probably what I would eat every day if I only had one meal.
That's what's up. If you were to have to write a book tomorrow, what would you have to write it about?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would just write about just staying focused on what you want to do, no matter any outside noise, any negativity that's around you. Just staying positive and staying focused on what you want to do and trying to make yourself happy.
Yeah, that's sick. I'm trying to think of like a word for it to like represent it, but blanking in my mind. And the last question I got is actually, if there was anything that you specifically wanted me to ask you about, or anything from this interview you wanted to get out from this interview that, maybe you wanted to ask me or anything like that.
What made you want to do this? What made you want to be a podcaster?
A podcaster?
Yeah.
I could give you guys two answers. They're both real, but the main reason was because of my pops. He's been like the CEO of multiple record labels that have done really well, and he didn't come up from the best like at all. Like, growing up as a childhood really broke. He didn't come up very well,
right.
And he's made it and I believe in him, and I've seen what he does through like record labels and stuff. My brother always told me to, like, if he gives you a chance to work with him, do it. Yeah. And then so he came up to me one day. This is when like COVID happened, and he had always been telling me he always watches like Joe Rogan or Howard Stern and stuff like that, radio talk shows and all that. I know he's really into that. He always has his headphones. If he's not talking on the phone for business, he's listening.
Always has headphones in.
And so he came up to me one day when it was like COVID. I was still in high school, but like I think I was a junior at the time. Finishing my junior year online and stuff like that. Nothing's going on in the world for me. He's like, hey, do you want to start a podcast? And I said, sure.
Yeah.
And so we started doing it, and it was kind of like iffy at first. But then like I realized like, hey, I can get like connected into the business the same way my dad does, just by like talking to people. Mm-hmm. And it's cool. It's been a really good experience. So we've been doing it almost a year now.
Yeah. You can branch out into different things.
Yeah, it's really cool because we're not really centered around one type of thing. We just like to interview talent and put people on the map and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's been pretty cool. Meeting a lot of cool people, making a lot of good connections and stuff like that. People are obviously enjoying us. People have been recognizing us sometimes in public. Like people in our, city will talk to me about it. People I haven't seen in years will talk about it. I'm just like, It's a cool feeling, and it's like it's really not that hard to try and just meet someone and talk to them.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I really like to talk to people and stuff. My parents used to say I was like more of an introvert, so they were all surprised when I started like talking on camera.
Doing
and
this
stuff
night, you kind of like broken out of your wings doing this.
Yeah, a little bit more. I don't have a problem with like meeting and going out and talking to new people and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's like I can hold a conversation longer than like just being like, oh, where are you from? Oh, that's cool. What do you do? And stuff like that.
And peace.
Yeah. That is cool, man. But if people want to look up your information, check you out, what you're doing, like Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have, maybe check out your brand that you got going on right now. Where should they look up?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Jordan James _. So JORDON James JAMES _. And then also my bio, my clothing line is there, but I'll just say it here. It's the number 3PS clothing. 3piececlothing.com is the website also for my clothing line.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys go follow him up, check him out. I'm sure he's gonna be posting about bodybuilding, working out, his clothing and everything like that. Hit him up. He said it himself. Hit him up if you need some help getting into the industry and stuff like that. I'm sure the community.
Hit me up for training, anything.
Yes, sir.
A meal plan, anything.
He's got you from my boy. But I really appreciate it. You've been a long time family friend and stuff like that. So it's cool to bring it all back together. And I never really got to meet you where I could remember stuff. When it was relevant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's cool to come full circle like this and stuff like that.
That was great. Thanks, man.
And I really appreciate you coming on once again. And that's how we're gonna end it today. That's been another episode of Podcast with Prodigy featuring Jordan James, aka JJ. Yeah, we out. Peace.
It's the podcast with a prodigy. It's the podcast with a prodigy. It's the podcast with a prodigy. My podcast.